guys, welcome back to my channel where I balance my life and hormones. I'm Mary Cherry, and in today's video I'm going to tell you how I got pregnant. So if you saw any of my other videos, you may have seen that it took me 2 years and 9 fertility cycles to get pregnant. Such a long time, but I'm grateful for those 2 years. I know some women have it easier, harder, so I'm very grateful for those 2 years. But that 9th fertility cycle was very different from all the other cycles. And this is what happened. So I was going to Shady Girl Fertility, the prior fertility cycles, and on this 9th one, I was taking the medication Gono F. So Gono F helps to tell the brain to make the follicle stimulating hormone to help my eggs to grow. And so they weren't growing. Like, I kept taking it, and these are injections, so I was taking it in my belly. And these eggs were just not growing. So the week leading to me getting pregnant, I was going to the office every day. They were checking my hormones, so FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone. And I was getting ultrasounds to see how big my eggs were growing, and they were just like not growing. My doctor kept asking me to take more of the Gono F, so increase the dosage. And like nothing was happening. So the week I was getting pregnant, I kept going in because they just did not see much growth. So Friday, I go in and my nurse says, like, do not be surprised if we cancel this cycle because your eggs are just not growing. And there's a fear that if too many of them grow, then I would have a bunch of babies. So it's usually you just want to see a dominant 1 or 2 eggs, 1 dominant or 2 dominant eggs, and that's it. So Friday, I got a heads up, like, you know, do not put all your eggs in this basket, pun intended. So you know what, it's been 2 years. This is my 9th try. Like, I was not stressing, and I was like, you know what, if I don't get pregnant this cycle, that's fine. We will try again next month. And I had like no pressure. I was even like planning to go out with my sister-in-law. I was like, you know what, we're gonna get drunk, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna eat bad food. Like, this is gonna be a good weekend no matter what. So that Saturday I go in and they did the ultrasound, and the results were inconclusive at this point. So my nurse said the doctor would call you to let you know what you should do. And so I'm thinking, like, why didn't you guys just cancel this cycle? So now I'm like waiting by the phone to see what they're gonna say. And I wasn't waiting by the phone because I was anxious. I just wanted to know if I needed to spend $25 to buy the ovulation shot, the trigger shot, right? The trigger shot I would take to help me ovulate, so to get that LH surge, that peak, so I can ovulate, and so they get my husband's sperm and stimulate me, bam, I'm pregnant, right? So I'm like waiting by the phone, and I'm like, oh my god, this pharmacy closes very soon. They close like at 1 o'clock on Saturdays. And so I was like, okay, let me just go. If I don't need the shot this month, I'll just use it next month, yada yada yada. So I'm in the pharmacy, I just placed my order, and then guess what, Shady Grove called me. They said, hey Meredith, I just want to tell you your results, you decide what you want to do with it. What? Okay, so they told me I had four. I had 4 eggs growing, 4 possible eggs to be fertilized, and a 25% chance of having 4 babies. Yikes, I did not expect that. And so she said, you know, you've been trying for a while. Most women at this point at their facility would have been pregnant by now. Usually if I was just starting out, they would not recommend for me to follow or carry on with this cycle. But they said since I've been trying for so long, which at the time I didn't realize I was trying that long, because I've heard of women like trying for like 5, 10, 20 years. It took my mom 13 years to get pregnant. So I'm thinking like 2 years, like, yeah, it's a long time, but like, is it really that long? Anyway, and so I was like, yeah, I would love to have twins, triplets, quadruplets. Like, yeah, you know what? And I couldn't call my husband because he was away. He was like on this bachelor party with his friends and whatnot. So in that very moment, I did not call him to ask for his opinion. and I'm pretty sure he would have said, yeah, go for it. So I was just like, yeah, we're gonna go for it. And so she gave me my instructions, get the trigger shot, take it that Saturday, and then on Monday come in for the IUI. And I'm like, bet. So already in the pharmacy, about to pick up my medication, spent that 25 bucks, and I was like, I had mixed feelings. I was like, wow, I just told myself like this is not my cycle, and now it is my cycle. And I'm like, I just made plans to party this weekend, but now I can't. So I was like, such a mixed feelings. I was so excited, don't get me wrong, but it was like, I just told myself this wasn't it. And then God was like, no, this is it. This is it. And so fast forward, my husband comes back in town that Sunday. Did not tell him that this cycle was on. Like I every time he knew all the up-to-date information. This night cycle, I just told him what he needed to know. Monday morning, I informed him that I needed some specimen and we needed to hurry up and drop it to the office so they can wash it and prepare my IUI 11 o'clock that day. And so it worked. Like I told my husband early in the morning, we were able to get it. We got to the clinic. I had my appointment. I was inseminated, and then 2 weeks later, I got pregnant. Well, I got pregnant, and then 2 weeks later, I found out. So it was so exciting. And what I think was different from this cycle than all the other cycles, I think without knowing, I trusted God, and I just released the stress, and I was like, you know what, Meredith, this is not your time. This month is not your time. Your doctors, your nurses, they're telling you, Meredith, this is not your time. So it's okay. You can try again. And I think just knowing that, it just released a lot of stress. And I placed my trust in God, and I was like, you know what, God, yes, this is not my time, but I can still have a good time. Like, even though this is not the news I wanted to hear, I'm still going to make the best out of it. I'm going to have a good time this weekend, no matter what. And I got pregnant. 9 months later, Raymond came, and she has changed our lives. And it was so awesome telling my husband that we were pregnant. And even when I found out I was pregnant, it was also like totally different from all the other times. So usually at Shady Grove, they do not recommend you to take a at-home pregnancy test because you may have a false positive pregnancy test. So I said, you know, I will never take it. I do not want to think I'm pregnant, and then all of a sudden hear the news from Shady Grove through blood work that I'm not pregnant. So I didn't do that. But this time around, so 2 weeks later on that Sunday, and I want to add one more thing. So the Monday where I actually conceived, the day before that was Easter. And I'm a believer, and I don't think there's just a coincidence. You know what I mean? Like, I think Easter is all about like life. And you know, you thought Jesus was dead, and 3 days later he rose. Like, I thought my cycle was dead. I thought it was a done deal. I thought, you know, it's fine. You know, we can wait another time. But what I did not know, and what, you know, the people didn't know, they didn't know that Jesus was going to live again. And I didn't know that until they said the cycle is on, let's do this. And then 2 weeks later, I got my test. So just to say that out loud, like, I'm so grateful for that. Anyway, so they told me I had to take an at-home pregnancy test that Sunday. So 2 weeks later, that Sunday, I took a home test, and I'm just chilling in the bathroom, like, you know, I just want to see, just for like fun. And I didn't even know I had it. I just like opened my closet, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this and see what happens. Y'all, it came out positive, and I was like shocked, and I just gave God all the glory in that moment. And I'm like, you did this, like, God, you did this. Like, they said it wasn't gonna happen. They said no. They said it wasn't going to happen, and then it happened, and I got pregnant. And then 2 days later, I went to Shady Grove to get my blood work done, and they confirmed it. And then 2 days after that, they said my levels were increasing, my pregnancy levels, and I was pregnant. And it confirmed, and 9 months later, I gave birth. Like, it was such an amazing story. And I think really what was different from this cycle is that I trusted God. I just released that stress. I released the pressure of getting pregnant, and I got pregnant. And one other thing I have to share with you guys too, I think, so 10 years ago when I got diagnosed with PCOS and endometriosis, my doctor told me if I wasn't trying to get pregnant then fertility medication will help me to get pregnant. And so I truly believe that. I believe that I was going to get pregnant, but I needed help. And I took that with me for the decade. And though I knew there was a way for me to get pregnant without fertility medication, I don't think I deep down inside knew I can get pregnant. Like, they told me I couldn't, and so I didn't. And so for me to release that and say, you know what, this is not my time, God, you got me, I got pregnant, right? So super cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Let me know if you have any questions about me conceiving and pregnant. If I had any like nausea or pregnancy symptoms, just let me know. If you have any comments, put them down below. And have a special offer for you guys. So I just created this handout for you guys. It's 5 ways to supercharge your fertility. And if you guys know anything about me, I am on my journey to get pregnant again the natural way, for baby number 2. So if you want to take this journey with me, download your free copy of your 5 ways to supercharge your fertility. The link will be in the description below, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Mwah.